Hello. The response to the videos I did about Lowestoft Town Council caught me a bit by surprise. I didn't realise there'd be so much interest. So much so that I've decided a YouTube channel all of its own is probably deserved here. Councillor Pearce contacted me. He was a little bit concerned that I'd sort of re-raked the past. Now, I didn't realise that the goings-on that I reported on had even been talked about before. Totally missed that. So I thought it was new. Clearly, he thought it was rather gone and forgotten about. Well, sadly, that's not how it works, is it? The reporting that I did on the council proceedings, which of course are all public record, are fair comment. And I'm sure that the Prime Minister doesn't like some of the comments he gets. So I don't see any reason why Councillor Pearce should think that he deserves a bit better. But let's not make it personal. Let's just talk about the ridiculous goings-on. The new channel will cover some of those. Councillor Pearce also suggested that I might like to sort of report on later meetings. So I've started with the most modern one that was on the internet. And I've had a look at that. And I'll try to address some of the points that he makes in the rather long bit of text that I've got here from him. He talks about trial by social media. Well, yeah, I guess so. That's just how things work. If you do good deeds, you get a pat on the back. If you mess them up, you don't. He also suggested that I might like to talk to Councillor Brooks. Well, I did try that, and she referred to me a while back as another of those faceless, grey-haired people. Yeah, okay. I don't let it worry me. I've got grey hair and I'm old. Doesn't matter. Can't change that. I thought I'd take a look at the latest meeting that I could see. And a vote's just been taken. Everybody was in favour. And then Councillor Brooks decides that she doesn't really quite understand what she's just voted for. So Councillor Pearce gives her the benefit of his extended experience.
Yeah, but I have seen those.
Proposal to accept those draft minutes.
Councillor.
Accept it as a true and accurate record of the public session. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Anybody else who was there would second?
You don't need to be there.
I know. Okay, well, Helen was there and second and a vote, please. I know you don't have
just
to,
found it.
but it's thank you. That's unanimous. That's I think. Councillor Brooks, were you accepting
I'm
minutes?
utterly lost and confused, so I'll agree. Yes.
Okay, right.
In favour.
Good, thank you.
Wendy, where we have a public and confidential session. There are public minutes for the public bit, and then there's a confidential note for the confidential bit. We have the public minutes for the public bit. We don't have a confidential note for the confidential bit.
Yeah.
So we'll just agree in the public bit.
Yes. In public.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry.
Then we move on to an approach that Councillor Brooks has received from a member of the public who would like to be involved in the Lowestoft Town Hall project. And we start some discussions on that. Now, I've got no knowledge of what's going on there, but clearly Councillor Pearce does have. So have a listen first to Wendy's explanation about what's happened.
74, to consider appointing a member of the public to this committee and making a recommendation to full council to approve the change to the terms of reference. Councillor Brooks.
Yes.
Can I just say, Wendy, don't mention names, yeah?
Past my lips.
Thank you.
No names. Somebody approached me and said they very much like to be involved with the town hall project. I shared that information, I think, with everybody except for Ben and Helen. Sorry, Ben and Helen. Basically, it's somebody who's has experience in things, member of the community, very much like to be involved. So, having talked with Sarah and Sheila, the suggestion, which I fully support, is that we can't just grab people off the street and say you can be on it. We need a process to do it. And because we have other committees that have non-councillor members on it, it is possible we can, as a council, we can do it. So the suggestion was that we put together as a kind of spec for who we need to be on the committee. I would suggest that we tie people down, because I think the area of expertise we might be needing is in construction and that kind of things. I don't know. I mean, Sheila's nodding her head already. No. Basically, they have to be supportive of the town hall project. That is number one.
Yeah.
It is not an avenue for people who are completely against support. So support for the town hall project, fundamental. And I would suggest that we look to no more than 2 people.
Clearly, most people in the room are aware who this person is. Presumably it's been spoken about in one of the confidential sessions. But not everybody does. So Councillor Pearce decides the best way to actually move forward is to secretly pop to the back of the room and explain to the people who are clueless who this person is and presumably a bit about them. We don't know.
Obviously, I think this conversation is like kick-started because someone's made an approach, Councillor Brooks. But it's understanding actually, is that role needed within the project board? Is there a need within to have a community representation on the board, and understanding what's kind of like skills and expertise we are looking for to plug that gap within the board?
Could I just speak to you up there, out of mic range, and I'll tell you, can I?
Well, oh, you're going to have sneak it. You're going to whisper.
I don't want the public broadcast.
Can you do that?
Oh, why are they in their secret chat? Can I answer? Can I answer?
Right.
The point that was raised by Helen.
Councillor Pearce, I think actually that we need to come back to the committee because we're being filmed here. He's not hearing, is he? No. Councillor Pearce, we'll have to do this in confidential session because obviously we're in public and it just looks a bit
Yes.
odd.
So basically,
If we can just come back to the...
to be clear, Chair, the only reason was because Helen and Ben did not have the knowledge that the rest of the members did. I was just telling her who the person is who has approached the council.
Yeah, well, I think
That's
we need
it.
to do that in confidential session.
So
Okay.
could I just answer Helen
Right.
about a member of the public being on the committee? The town hall project is massively supported locally. We're very fortunate that we have that support. As you say, for somebody actually to approach us to say, I want to be on this committee,
Yeah.
particularly if it's somebody who has
Yes.
experience of working in industry, that could be very, very valuable. Because I don't think any other committee member, councillor, has that background.
Right. Well, I think either we need to move this into confidential, or as Councillor Pearce has said, it goes to, it can go to full council. But I think if we need to discuss this in more detail, put into the job spec, almost like a person spec or whatever, or if it's Helen's suggestion who mentioned about skill set, we'd have to do an audit of all our skills on here before we could do that.
So there we go. Someone's volunteered to be on the committee as a member of the public. We don't know who it is. We don't know quite what their role is going to be, but they've volunteered to Councillor Brooks. So next thing we know, we'll perhaps find out a bit about them. Or probably not. But Councillor Brooks does say that there's overwhelming support for the Town Hall project. I'm sure there is. So we'll have to wait and see. Anyway, I'll leave it there, I think, for today. See you on the next video. Take care.